Hey guys, what's going on? It's that time of the week again. Time for the Week 17 picks. It is the final week of the football season. This is it. Last call in the 2018 season, or the regular season at least. Got the playoffs coming up, so we still got a few more games. But this is the final week of the regular season, so we're going to be doing our picks. Basically, every week I go through the games that are going on that week, talk about them, tell you who I think is going to win. I should probably keep track of like how I do on these. I tend to think that I watch enough, probably too much sports, that, you know, I tend to think I know what I'm talking about with this stuff. But, you know, anyways, we'll see. So final week of the season, so we'll go through all the games that are going on this week and tell you what's happening. So final week of the regular season. So this season, we'll start with the playoff picture. Unlike really any season in recent memory, like, it's week 17, really, like last year, last week, week 16 was really, you know, big as far as, you know, like this is concerned. But, you know, like the fact that it's like week 16, like the final 2 weeks of the season, and like the whole play, like everything in the play, like it's all still totally up for grabs. Like seeding, even being in the playoffs. Like, I mean, this was really more the case last week, where it's like, you know, teams that were in first place could have dropped to 5th, and teams that weren't in are in, and teams that are in are out. It's like, I don't know, there's a lot of parity this year, so it's good. As far as the playoff picture is concerned, in the AFC, the Chiefs are the first seed right now. The Patriots are in the second seed. Patriots have clinched their division and a playoff berth. The Chiefs have just... They haven't clinched their division. They've just clinched the playoff berth because they're tied 11-4 with the Chargers. So what's going to happen this week is really going to decide that. I believe the Chiefs have the tiebreaker over the Chargers because the Chiefs are currently, you know, above the Chargers as far as seeding is concerned. You know, so there's that. I'm pretty sure that the Chiefs are probably going to be the first seed, because in order for the Patriots, or really for anybody, I guess, to overtake them, the Chiefs would have to lose to the Raiders this week, which probably isn't going to happen because the Raiders suck. So that's probably not going to count on this one. So for all intents and purposes, we're looking at the Chiefs and the Patriots as the first and second seed, respectively. And then as far as you go down the line from there, the Steelers are out of the playoffs, looking in. I think like they'd have to win, and then like the Texans would lose. Like there's some scenario where they could get in, but they're probably not going to get in the playoffs this year. So then from there, you've got the Texans, the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Colts from the 3rd seed to the 6th seed, respectively. So there you go. There you have it. So it looks like this year, like if the playoffs started right now, you'd have the, I believe it's the Colts at the Texans, and then the Chargers at the Ravens. Because somehow the Chargers, even though they have the highest or the best record, or they're tied for the best record in the AFC with the Chiefs, they're the 5th seed, so they're a road wild card weekend team. Just because that's how it works. You have to win your division to get a bye week. So it is what it is. As far as the NFC goes, Saints have home field advantage through the playoffs. Rams are going to be the 2nd seed. Then from there, you've got the Bears, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, and the Vikings, respectively. So you'd have the Vikings at the Bears and the Seahawks at the Cowboys wild card weekend. So there you have it. All right, let's get into the games for this week. So first game, Sunday. No more Saturday, no more Thursday, no more Saturday games for this year. We've got the Dolphins and the Bills. I mean, does it matter? I mean, yeah. All right, give me the Dolphins. They're better. The listless Lions and the listless Packers. Just two teams that have so mailed it in, and just so the apathy of these two teams that just so could not care less about this game here. Just want to be done and be on the golf course. I mean, I don't know. Give me the Packers winning this game. The Lions are really just, it's a rudderless ship. Next game, Texans and Jaguars. Give me the Texans. These are pretty easy to pick. Patriots and Jets. Give me the Patriots. Saints and Panthers. Give me the Saints. Giants and Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. Oh my God, this is pretty easy. This is just some layups this week. Falcons and Buccaneers. These two things suck. Yeah, give me the Falcons. Ravens and Browns. So this is an interesting one, because for the Steelers to get in the playoffs, they'd have to win, and the Ravens would have to lose because they're in the same division. The Browns are in the same division. But the Cleveland Browns this year, the Cleveland Browns, who have sucked since, like, I think this is their best record since 2007, something like that. It's just how long. So they've been awful for like 11 or 12 years. So I guess I guess 11, I guess. You have to do the math correctly there. You know, I mean, that's, and so they've been losing the whole season. They fire Hugh Jackson, and all of a sudden they're pretty good. Now, are they going to beat the Ravens? Now, this Ravens team, I'm not a huge Lamar Jackson fan because, I mean, he's more of like a run-first, throw-second quarterback, which, you know, you get into a big game against a good defense, that's just not going to work. But their defense, that's a team, it's a tough team, right? That is the classic, hard-nosed Baltimore Ravens team. That is like, you gotta, I don't know, if you've watched really like the AFC or the Ravens, you know, for like the last 10 years or so, they've got that Baltimore look to them, that the Ravens, that hard note, like that Ray Lewis, Ray Rice, Baltimore, you know, Steve Smith, Ed Reed, you know, like just that thing. They just have it again. Now, Lamar Jackson, I mean, you get into the AFC Championship game or something like that, you're going to have to make throws. You're going to have to make you have to step up in the pocket, stand up to the pass rush, step up and make serious big boy, big time throws. And if you can't do that, you're not going to win. So that's kind of the question with this team. They could, I have them, I'd say, they're going to win on Wild Card Weekend. Divisional round, I mean, I guess it depends. Well, I guess we would know, actually, who they would get. So if you go to playoff picture, assuming... Well, see, that's the thing. They're going to be against the Chargers, who are also nothing to sneeze at. It will be in Baltimore. It'll be cold. Well, anyways, assuming that the Ravens win that game, and then assuming that I'd say I'd have the Texans beating the Colts in the other game, then you'd have the Ravens... going to, actually, the Ravens would go to Kansas City because they're the 4th seed, and then the Texans would go to New England because they're the 3rd seed, because the 1st seed gets the lowest seed in the divisional round. So, and in the wild card round. So yeah, so that would be, would the Ravens get past the Chiefs? I mean, have they played the, I feel like, did they play the Chiefs this year? I feel like they might have. No, they play. Oh no, oh yeah, they did. And they on December 9th they lost by 3 points, and then a couple weeks later, they beat the Chargers 22-10, which was okay. So that was last week. That was this last week. So could they beat the Chiefs? I mean, that was in Kansas City. I mean, this will be in Kansas City as well. I mean, I'd have to say, I don't know. I'd give them a punter's chance of it. I really would. I think that, you know, it's a tough team. It's a tough team. You got to respect them. So, anyways, as far as this game goes, I mean, they're going to beat the Browns. Because the Browns, however, like I was saying, when you look at the Browns right now, the Browns, who sucked to start the year, they tie against the Steelers week 1. They lose to the Saints. They beat the Jets, lose to the Raiders, who really suck. They beat the Ravens in week 4, or no, week 5, all right. They lose to the Chargers, the Buccaneers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and they weren't very good. All of a sudden, they fire Hugh Jackson, and as of late, okay, they beat the Broncos, they beat the Panthers, they lost to the Texans, but the Texans are damn good. They beat the Bengals, they beat the Falcons, they lost 37-21 to the Chiefs, so they lost by, what was that, 16, which is respectable, given how bad the Browns are thought to be and how good the Chiefs are. So, you know, it's not, you can't completely rule them out. But Baltimore, they've got everything to lose. If they lose, they're out of the playoffs. So, I mean, I got Baltimore winning this game. Next, we have Kansas City and Oakland. All right, so Kansas City. Not that I really think that Kansas City's going to lose this game. But when you look at it, the Chiefs have not beat Chiefs have not won in prime time all year. They really haven't, I don't think they've beaten like any like top teams. To be honest with you, they have basically no defense to speak of. Last week, they lose to the undermanned Seahawks. The week before, they lose to the under-equipped... Oh, I'm sorry, not under-equipped. They lost to the Chargers, who were damn good. But, you know, the Seahawks, obviously, that's not a complete team. They lost to them. They lost to the Chargers. They beat the Ravens just by 3. They beat the Raiders, the terrible, awful, just bridge team that is the Oakland Raiders. They only beat them by 7. They got blown out by the Rams 54-51 the week before that. This is a flawed team. This team is no lock at all. The Raiders, on the other hand, have been making some noise. I mean, I know that they're terrible. But last week, they go out, they beat Denver. And then, you know, they've... I don't want to say they've been better, because you have to win to be better. But they've showed some type of mettle here, and I just feel like when you compare that against how the Chiefs just have, number one, have no defense to speak of, and number two, they don't show up in big games. Not that this is a big game. It's a late afternoon. It's a 4:25 start. No, if this was like, if they were playing like the Ravens or somebody, like I could make the case for that they're gonna lose, but nah, I don't see it this week. They got too much on the line here. Not that that matters. It's not like, you know, if they have more or less on the line, like they're gonna try harder. They're just gonna go in and do what they do. But I don't have I used to have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this year. I can't say that anymore because they suck. Their defense sucks and they don't show up in big games, and that's how you lose in the playoffs. So, anyways, I got the Chiefs winning this game just because, I mean, come on, it's the Raiders. Next game, Vikings and Bears. Give me the Bears. These are pretty easy to pick. Bengals and Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers in this one because the only way the Steelers get in the playoffs is they have to win and Baltimore has to lose. And again, you know, I already got, you know, Baltimore beating the Browns. But, like, say the Browns were to win, you know, the Steelers, and combined with the fact that this is one of the most disappointing seasons I've ever seen. Not just from the Pittsburgh Steelers, just in general. Like, given the talent that Pittsburgh Steelers team has, to be 8-6-1, that sucks. Like, you gotta, come on. You are the Pittsburgh Steelers, all right? You got talent coming out of your ears, and you're 8-6-1 and out of the play. I mean, that's just really... That's a problem. I blame Mike Tomlin. But, yeah, they're going to show up in this game. They're not going to lose this one. They can't go out that way. Next game, Eagles and Redskins. Give me the Eagles. Chargers and Broncos. Give me the Chargers. 49ers and Rams. Give me the Rams. These are so easy to pick. Seahawks, Cardinals. Give me the Seahawks. Colts and Titans. So the Colts and Titans, could this be the game of the week right here? I think I'm going to go with... Yeah, you know what? I think this might have to be the game of the week this week. Not only because it's the Sunday night game, but the Colts and the Titans are both 9-6. The Colts and the Colts. First of all, the Colts are, I think, much better than the Titans. However, yeah, you got Andrew Luck playing out of his mind. You got that Colts team. Finally, you know, they really sucked to start the year, and then they got it together, and that's just a damn good team. So if you look down the line here at the Colts. They beat the Giants. They blanked the Cowboys 23-0 a week before. They beat the Texans, who were damn good. At the beginning of the month, they lost 6-0 to the Jaguars, which I didn't watch that game, but that's I don't understand that one. But I don't know how you lose 6-0. That seems like both teams sucked. It's like both teams are on their third string quarterback and like just, you know, there's no offense to speak of. It's like three safeties. Like that's how you get this. I don't know, but I mean, this team's a damn good team. It is a damn good team. You got, you know, T.Y. Hilton is balling. I mean, it's a good team. This Colts team. Titans, on the other hand, really have not. You know, you look at what they did last year. They haven't lived up to expectations. They're the 7th seed right now, so if there's some kind of upset, they could sneak into the playoffs. They're also in the AFC South with the Colts. So I think if they beat the Colts, I think they'd be in the playoffs actually. So, and vice versa. So, and the Colts want to stay in the playoffs. So, there's a lot on the line for both of these teams. I got the Colts winning just because, you know, they got Andrew Luck. The team's balling. The offense is clicking. In this Titans team, I don't see it. I don't see it with this Titans. I mean, last year they somehow, like, you know, they outlasted the Chiefs in the wild card round somehow. It's just classic Andy Reid, one and done in the playoffs, choke job. And then they go to New England and get destroyed. But, like, you know, given the fact that we're talking about the Tennessee Titans, like, at least that was something. It's like, that's something you can build off of going into the next season, right? That's something that, you know, like, going into this year, you thought, okay, hey, they made it to the divisional round. What are they going to do next year? I don't know. It's just, you look at the Tennessee Titans, you got Marcus Mariota, who's a walking question mark. I just don't see it with that team. I don't see, like, the edge. I don't get it. I really just don't get it with that Titans team. I mean, you got, yeah. I don't know. It's not that I want to see them in the playoffs because it's not like I think that they're talented enough to really go anywhere or go very far or do something with it. You know, they beat the Redskins, they beat the Giants, the Jaguars, the Jets. They lost 34-17 to the Texans. I mean, so that just kind of underscores what I'm saying here. They just kind of don't have it. They just kind of, yeah, it's just not enough. So and also, the Colts, I believe, Andrew Luck, the way he's playing, there's enough playmakers on that team, and he's really having a season. I mean, this is his first season since, like, actual good season since, what, like, 2014? I mean, yeah, I got the Colts winning this game. From there, I mean, since this is the last week of the regular season, I mean, I'll do another, obviously I'll do a pick video for Wild Card Weekend, Divisional Round, Conference Championship, and Super Bowl, obviously. So there's, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, there's 4 more videos left for this year. Wow. Like right now, I mean, if I had to tell you right now, I think that, because all these teams that are in the playoffs, I think are going to win this weekend. So that would really kind of leave everything exactly how it is. I would have, I'd have the Texans beating the Colts. I'd have this Chargers and Ravens is a tough one. I have to go with the Chargers beating the Ravens. The Chargers would go to New England. The Texans would go to Kansas City. I'd probably have to go with. See, then it depends, because if the Chargers go to New England and it's like 10 degrees out and snowing, and the Chargers are from, San Diego and LA and in that part of the country, that's a huge. Then I have to go with the Patriots. But if it's just like a neutral, it's not going to be neutral field. But if it's just, just a regular game, like just, roll the dice on it, I'd have to go with the Chargers winning that game. I'd go with the Chiefs beating the Texans, and then I'd have to go with the Chargers beating the Chiefs. Then the NFC, I'd have the Cowboys. And I go with the Seahawks over the Cowboys. The team's got some metal. The Bears over the Vikings. And then you'd have Cowboys at Saints. You'd have Bears at Rams. I'd take the Rams, and Seahawks at Saints. I'd take the Rams, and I'd take the Saints. Then I'd take probably the Saints over the Rams, and there you go. You probably have a Chargers-Saints Super Bowl, but, a lot can change between now and then. And I don't know, so what say you? Let me know in the comments down below, and other than that, until next time, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.